Hello, everybody. My name is Andrew from Team Respawn, and I wanted to discuss a little bit today about Halo Wars Definitive Edition, particularly the game on PC. It is being released on Steam today, as well as on the other platforms, which is the Windows 10 Store and Xbox One. It's going to be available for a standalone purchase, so the game is no longer going to be kind of behind a paywall. So I'm going to go ahead and go through and talk about some of my thoughts on what this means and kind of what this means for the future of Halo Wars and my opinions and everything else. So, first thing I guess I should tell you about Halo Wars Definitive Edition, it's coming to Steam, which is awesome, I think, because Steam is objectively far superior than the Windows 10 Store in every way, shape, and form. The only downside to this is that if you already have Halo Wars Definitive Edition on the PC, and this is the copy you get when you get the Ultimate Edition of Halo Wars 2, comes with the free copy of Halo Wars 1 on both Xbox One and PC. That version of the game is on the Windows 10 store, and there's no way for you to like change your preference. You can't buy the Ultimate Edition and be like, oh, I want the Halo Wars 1 on Steam version. They're not going to let you do that. It's only going to be on the Windows 10 store, because that's part of the Xbox Play Anywhere program. They're trying to get people to, use that store and stuff like that. So if you want to get it on Steam and you already have Halo Wars Definitive Edition, you're going to have to re-buy it. If you don't have Halo Wars Definitive Edition, I'd actually recommend you do buy the Steam version, just because Steam is a more active ecosystem than the Windows 10 place. And I think that just having a game on Steam means that there's going to be a more active player base than there is on the Windows 10 store anyway. So this might mean that you might actually be able to find real matches in Halo Wars Definitive Edition for multiplayer on PC. And the reason why I say this is, even though like no one plays it on Xbox One or the Windows 10 store, I bet you a lot of people are going to be playing it on Steam, just because this is a new Halo game coming on Steam in a very, very long time. And also, if you look at some of the charts, either Age of Mythology or Age of Empires is always like in the top 10 of best-selling games on Steam on any particular week, and they sell like hotcakes during the summer sale as well. So granted that this game is made by the people who did make Age of Empires, and this is another Microsoft RTS game that's really good, and it runs pretty well on the PC too. They really made some good decisions with the controls, and the game runs really well on PC and Steam. I think you might actually see a real active online community here for I can't speak the Definitive Edition. So yeah, the Steam and Windows 10 editions are not cross-compatible, and that's probably the only downside of this. But my other thoughts are that this is going to be really good for people who want to get into Halo Wars. You have these people who are, PC Master Race only kind of people, and they'll never buy a console. They don't want to go down to the console peasant level and stuff like that. So this will give them a chance to dive into Halo Wars, and if they were protesting the Windows 10 version, here you go. And I'm going to bet the farm that this is kind of them testing the waters to see how this performs, and I'm pretty sure it's going to do pretty well, especially when the summer sale comes around here in the next month or two. And this will get 343 some feedback on how it performs, stuff like that. And Halo Wars 2's got to be next. If they're releasing Halo Wars 1, Halo Wars 2's got to be right around the corner for this, which will be awesome. So this will maybe actually get people playing online in Halo Wars Definitive Edition. Like I was saying earlier, if you play Halo Wars Definitive Edition on Xbox One or Windows 10, you can't really find anyone. It's because they took matchmaking out and they put like this custom game browser thing, which is kind of, I think it's kind of how Age of Mythology works, the old one, not the extended edition. But so maybe this will get an active player base going, and the game's going to run great. So from a story and gameplay perspective, it's going to be awesome, and it's going to support 4K graphics, remastered visuals. You get all the DLC, stuff like that. This is good for gamers, because having Halo Wars not behind a paywall is a good thing, because for up until this point, Halo Wars was hidden hostage from you buying Halo Wars 2 Ultimate Edition. Well, what if people don't want to buy Halo Wars 2 Ultimate Edition? They don't want to go ahead and spend $80 just so they can play and try out Halo Wars 1, and then let's say they do, and then like, oh, I don't like this, so they don't even touch Halo Wars 2. I don't think that's good for gamers. I think having this option of you buying Halo Wars 1 for 20 or 30 bucks, however much it's going to be, is a much better decision. You can go ahead and buy the game, try it out, and maybe you'll love Halo Wars 1, and maybe you'll never buy Halo Wars 2, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm still in the camp that I think Halo Wars 1 is superior to Halo Wars 2 in many ways, particularly in the multiplayer perspective, in terms of how game modes work, how the battles interact with each other, because things die way too damn quickly in Halo Wars 2, as well as the maps have much more character in Halo Wars 1. And I think gamers will love this on Steam because Microsoft is pretty much saying that they're committed to platforms that aren't their own, releasing games, because they know this is where the market is. This is a different kind of Microsoft, or I guess Xbox division under Phil Spencer than it was in the past when it wasn't under Phil Spencer, because if you remember, Microsoft was we're only having our stuff on our platform, and if you don't want it on our platform, well then too bad, you're not getting it. This was kind of similar with other Microsoft products, like you never saw Office on iPhone or Android for the longest time. You never saw, the games for Windows Store, for example. You never saw Microsoft really committing to any other PC platform store things except for that, and that was just a complete disaster. And I think it's awesome that they do have their own store that's not entirely shitty anymore. I can work with the Windows 10 store, but this shows that, they have a new game, Halo Wars, and they know that the majority of gamers are not on the Windows 10 store, and they know that people are interested in getting it, but not with Halo Wars 2 Ultimate Edition, so they're like, we'll just go ahead and throw it on Steam and see what happens there, even though that's not our platform. I think that's great. It only helps people get into Halo Wars, and it's just good for everyone. Everyone is winning with this. I sound like I'm Donald Trump. Alright, this is, that's kind of my thoughts on it. Post your comments down below on Halo Wars Definitive Edition being a standalone product. Do you hate it? Do you love it? Honestly, comparing it to the Xbox 360 version, in my opinion, there's not that much difference. There are some improved textures and things, and of course the frame rate's probably the nicest thing about it, and there's some new animations and things, but it's really the same game. So I feel like them rebuilding it is more of a purpose of them moving it to PC than it was getting it to run on Xbox One, because it was already backwards compatible, so it was technically already running on Xbox One. But I digress. Thanks for watching this video. My name's Andrew from Team Respawn, and I'll see you next time.